According to MFRS 3 business combination is defined as a transaction or other event in which an acquirer obtains control of more or more businesses. Forms of business combination include merger, consolidation, and acquisition.
Control model. Control model is to identify parent-subsidiary relationship. For example, an investor controls an investee when the investor is exposed or has rights to variable returns from its involvement with investee and has the ability to affect those returns through its power over the investee.
Parent, wholly owned subsidiary 100%, subsidiary 51%.
According to Section 4(1) of Companies Act 2016, a corporation shall be deemed to be a subsidiary of another corporation, but only if that other corporation controls composition of board of directors, or controls more than half of the voting power, or holds more than half of the issued share capital, or the first corporation is a subsidiary of any corporation which is that other corporation's subsidiary.
According to Section 6 of Companies Act 2016, a corporation is a wholly owned subsidiary of another corporation if it has no members, except that other corporations are its nominee, or a wholly owned subsidiary of that other corporation or its nominee.
MFRS 10. Consolidated financial statements. A parent is an entity that controls one or more entities and is required to prepare the consolidated financial statement along with its own financial statement. A subsidiary is an entity that is controlled by another entity.
Consolidated financial statement. There are two statements under this financial statement, which are the consolidated statement of financial position and the consolidated statement of comprehensive income.
There are four conditions of the exemption for the preparations of consolidated financial statement. Firstly, when it is a wholly or partially owned subsidiaries and the other owners were informed and do not object to the parents not presenting consolidated financial statement. Secondly, when the parent debt or equity instruments are not traded in a public market or could be said that they are not a listed entity. Thirdly, when the parent is not in the process of issuing its debt or equity instruments in a public market by filing its financial statement with the regulatory authority, such as the Security Commissions. Lastly, when the ultimate or any other intermediate parent produce consolidated financial statement. All of these four conditions must exist in order for the parents to be exempted from preparing and presenting consolidated financial statement.
There is only one method of consolidation, which is acquisition method. There are four steps of acquisition method. The first step is identifying the acquirer. The second step is determining the acquisition debt. The third step is recognizing and measuring the fair value of the net asset and non-controlling interest. The last step is recognizing and measuring goodwill or gain from a purchase bargain.
What is subsidiary? Subsidiary is a company with stock that is more than 50% controlled by another company, which is usually referred to as the parent's company or the holding company.
Intra-group transactions. results in members of group owning each other sums of money. The forms of intra-group transactions are loans, receivables and payables, current accounts, bills payable and receivable, interest payable and receivable, dividends payable and receivable. It have to be eliminated in full and not to be shown in consolidated statement of financial position.
Unrealized profit arises when profits are made in intra-group trading and the related inventory have not subsequently been sold to customer. When the inventory is sold to entity out with the group, any profit is unrealized and should be eliminated from the consolidated accounts.
MFRS 3 states that goodwill is an asset representing the future economic benefits arising from other assets acquired in a business combination that are not individually identified and separately recognized. It is the premium paid to acquire the shares and is only recognized in the consolidated financial statement. According to MFRS 3 states that non-controlling interest is known as an equity in a subsidiary not attributable directly or indirectly to a parent. It is referred to as minority shareholders and is considered equity.